How does a tree welcome you? How does the sky welcome you? Feel how the herd welcomes you. And feel how you welcome yourself. Creating a safe space to be welcome. Here and now. Feel the silence welcoming you. Feel your being becoming receptive to the song of welcoming that is singing to all of nature. For this, our first of the month, animal and nature assisted awakening gathering. Let us stay muted and let our essences speak wordlessly, just like nature does. And along the way, be nourished, dear friends. Breathe well as you interbreathe with nature and as you feel the meeting of our hearts converged here, purifying the air. And thank you for being here. Thank you for following your heart and coming together out of the deepest love that we share and that we are. During our gathering, as we tune to nature, you may feel a deeper tuning within yourself, a harmony between who you truly are and nature. Truth that you are not even separate from nature, but the deeper you meet yourself, the deeper you meet all of nature. And these gatherings are intended to strengthen that very part of ourselves that is nature. our innate sense of feeling and sensing. And from this deep feeling and sensing, an intimacy with a knowing that arises without even knowing how we know. So let's now begin in sacred ritual of feeling ourselves planted, deeply rooted in the soil of here and now. Feel your roots breathing with the skin soil of Mother Earth. And simply breathe. And as you breathe, feel your interbreathing porousness with all of nature. Feel the support of all of nature re-rhythmatizing you, retuning you, re-entraining your musicality back to your true nature. We're so grateful that you are here. The herd meets you here with full intention of support, support through presence. Khalil, you will see here on my right. Just take a moment to breathe, to interbreathe, and feel the intention of your being strengthened. We breathe here in this herd space with Travis, Balazine, the silent wisdom keeper of the herd. Breathe together the stream of wisdom and feel it strengthening in you. And Teddy, Barack, we breathe here with you in gratitude. Feeling the vastness of your heart field. as it awakens our own. And as it illuminates the unity between all hearts. And Yoshi, the beloved heart mother of the herd, breathing with Yoshi, feel the interbreathing of rivulets of compassion, opening. Feel whatever is opening within you. And feel the nearness of heart as we interbreathe here. This love. And Taz, thank you, Taz, your innocent contribution. And an unseen being, Omar, who is a pole star of the herd, though no longer in his form as Black Horse, here as a pole star, lighting the way. Feel all those beings in your lives, those nature beings who light the way, who return you back to your true self, who open your heart effortlessly, who help you remember who you are. The plants, the trees, the animal beings, too many to name, the gloriousness of them, all present here and now, needs the expansion of ourselves to even take a breath of. So we expand in this breath and breathe with the gloriousness of all of these beings, with Mother Gaia herself and all of her children in the seen or unseen worlds. The flowers, the nature spirits, the microbiome, the unseen worlds beneath the soil and in our own bodies. The elements that dance all through nature, within and without. Water, fire, earth, air, and ether. Feel the land and the indigenous beings and the root systems, the native wisdom keepers flowing through your root. Feel the moon in all of its fullness, the phenomena of the eclipse and all of its mystery. The star being, the starlight within. And just feel the presence of any beings that you have shared life with that may no longer be in their earth form, but are fully present here in spirit. Those animal beings disguised as humans, as dogs, as cats, as birds, as elephants and bear. The insect realm, the oceanic beings, and feel your place here as a nature being, as one herd of light with points of light all around the globe. And so with gratitude, we interbreathe in this way, breathing in, nourishing, breathing out, transmitting, feeling this silent communion and honoring by being here and now and nowhere else. Yoshi reminds us to exhale unabashedly, releasing what may no longer be needed and making room for a fuller inhalation along the way. Thank you again to each one of you for being here, for being so present here, for allowing your presence to be felt. It's a gift. We are going to tune into frequencies of nature and frequencies of nature that we will hone in on this month and in this gathering to begin the month with. Have the word pointers, alchemical activism. There's no need to use your mind in terms of brain conditioned pathways to understand those words. Just feel them. That's what all of these words are intended to be. Infused by frequencies that can be felt by your nature being, the nature sensate being who you are. Alchemical activism needed more than ever here in these times. And so the words that come through are transmissions, not to be scrutinized or figured out, but to allow knowing to arise within you, allowing things to move, rearrange, be let go of, and expand. So before we begin, just taking a breath and opening all of the faculties of sensing, the subtle faculties of perceiving that are innate within your animal body and around you in the field of your subtle body. Just intend the opening of these pathways. We're going to begin with a transmission from the full moon. So just breathing in and receiving. There is a light within you that reflects the luminosity of the source of all creation. Allow it to grow fuller in each breath. In its fullness, its light nourishes the darkest corners of your being, allowing you to walk through the darkness, path illuminated by love. Fear may cast shadows on your path, but they are merely shadowy figments. Feel how you are always bathed in the light of Source and how you are its very reflection. Shadows of fear, despair, or doubt may cast over your path at times, but the fullness of your being can be rekindled by one conscious breath. So I will read this again, but before I do, just feel within your being the light of the full moon rising. There is a light within you that reflects the luminosity of the source of all creation. Allow it to grow fuller with each breath. In its fullness, its light nourishes the darkest corners of your being. Allowing you to walk through the darkness, illumined, path illumined by love. Fear may cast shadows on your path, but they are merely shadowy figments. Feel how you are always bathed in the light of Source and how you are its very reflection. Shadows of fear, despair, or doubt may cast over your path at times. Yet the fullness of your being can be rekindled by one conscious breath. So together, let us breathe. One conscious breath. And feel the rekindling of your whole being. As a reflection of the source of life. Feel the full moon waxing fuller with each breath. Allow that special quality of moonlight that only the full moon can offer to illuminate the darkest corners within. And just bathe here in this breath. Our next transmission comes through a being of light, disguised in the form of a wild bear. This transmission was inspired years ago by a dear soul friend, Jack Glover, who serendipitously is with us here today, but is always felt and present here. This is a retelling snippet of part of his new book, Wild Joy, Echo Spiritual Encounters with Nature as teacher, healer, and lover. So with gratitude, and share this encounter that was life-changing and lives on now through the presence of our friend Jack, but also as an alive rekindling within ourselves. In his younger years, Jack found himself in the wilderness, camping with a dear friend. Two lovers of nature, exploring themselves and their world. Deep intentions within led Jack on a journey at this point to read Don Quixote and Black Elk Speaks and really dive into the world of the contemplative. But it was this encounter with Bear that allowed all of those teachings to come to life and to circulate through every part of his being, thus changing his life. So we'll go with you for a moment, Jack, into the tent. And we'll sit there with your beloved friend as you wide-eyed look at each other, with knowing that there is indeed a big animal rummaging around outside. And every animal instinct within you knows that it's a bear. And you peek out the door, and assuredly it is. And this was during a time when the wilderness was wild, truly wild. And this bear was not habituated in any way. And of course, what courses through the animal body of Jack is fear, adrenaline, and a plan. Some kind of plan, perhaps, that could be the exit route, a backup plan if needed. But what happens is when Bear sniffs her way to the door of the tent, after Jack had been already communicating with the bear and communicating with his own fear, repeating, there is no fear here. There is no fear here. When the bear met Jack, literally eye to eye, they sniffed and sniffed nostril to nostril. And in this exchange, Jack's ordinary individual consciousness fell into a deep trance-like expansive consciousness where he became Bear. He knew Bear. He was Bear. And in a moment that felt like eternity, and Jack speaks of this at length in his book, in that eternal moment, there's a unity. And there's a space of no fear, of vast beingness. And the bear backs up walks away, wanders into the beautiful light as it's shimmering through the trees, as if to say, have a nice day. And now Larry reflects. Now, whenever I feel myself in states of daily suffering, I remember the bear. And I remember the mystery that I touched in the eyes and the breath of that bear. That bear saved my life time and time again. And the bear still informs my living. Learning to see inside of me the beauty that I see in nature, because I am woven of that too. So that was not an excerpt exactly from the book. You'll have to read the book to get the exact excerpt, which is incredibly, it's a transmission, skillfully woven by a real master storyteller, if I may say. But you get the feeling of what is needed and what this alchemical activism that took place is about, and how fear is an element that really does indeed need to be worked with. And on the deepest levels, once surrendered to the moment of communion with the moment, allows a truth of unity to not just be understood, but to recreate the world. And this transmission was inspired by this story. And I thank you for allowing me to share so freely, beloved friend. This transmission from Bear came through as I was communing with the herd one day. Putting your attention on a larger consciousness when faced with fear changes everything. If you put your attention on this larger consciousness, there is no issue of outcome. Standing up fiercer and taller than me, louder and stronger, certainly would have fueled more fear. Becoming the vast me and with me. All that fueled harmony. And as I walked off and bathed in the morning light, you bathed in this luminosity too. Have a nice day, beloveds. Have a nice Very powerful transmission along with this living story. Just feel it dancing inside of you and feel yourself bathing in the moonlight here and now, in the vastness, in the anchor of attention that is here. Let me read the transmission one more time. Putting your attention on a larger consciousness when faced with fear changes everything. If you put your attention on this larger consciousness, there is no issue of outcome. Standing up fiercer and taller than me, louder and stronger certainly, would have fueled more fear. Becoming the vastness of me and with me that fuels harmony. And as I walked off and bathed in the morning light, you bathed in the luminosity too. Have a nice day, beloved. Have a nice day. Let's feel our interbreathing with Bear here and now in the vastness of this consciousness. And in the silence of this eternal moment. And let us turn now and invite in the presence of another great light being in the form of elephant. Elephant consciousness now as one with our own. This transmission flowed through, and this is how the words alchemical activism were formed. Through this transmission, through the vibrations, through the frequency that came through elephant consciousness. There is great power in witnessing vibrations and what they create. There is great power in witnessing vibrations and what they create, but not becoming them. Witnessing, but not becoming them. Practice this again and again. That's all we do. What that strengthens is the power of awareness itself as a light, which is an alchemical activism that transforms the planet from within. There is great power in witnessing vibrations and what they create, but not becoming them. Practice that again and again. That's all we do. What that strengthens is the power of awareness as a light itself. Which is alchemical activism that transforms the planet from within. So now feeling these transmissions, taking a conscious breath again, and meeting yourself here and now as you interbreathe naturally and porously with all of nature. Allow yourself to be nourished. This alchemical activism needs you to be nourished on these levels, to be strengthened, to be contagious. And let us tune to the crystal bowls for a moment, wordlessly. The benevolence, these singing bowls. Just out here under the peppercorn tree with the herd and all of us as pinpoints of light around the world. Allow these transmissions to fully dance and be integrated in you. But let's take a moment to hear all of nature singing back from the inside out. And let each breath be a bathing in the circulation of the song. Feel it. Oh, hear the song. Feel the coherence through your whole being, retuning. And very gently allow your attention to shift into the group space, feeling the vastness of what is creating here, this alchemical activism that is breathing through us all.